Looking for an edge in betting football?
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kwan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live. Only on Sports.
Hey, and welcome in. It is In-Game Live, game day on a wild, wonderful Wednesday evening. Scott Wetzel, Gabriel Morency for the next 2 glorious hours, right up until 10 p.m. Eastern Time, watching, analyzing, and, of course, betting on the world of sports. Yes, Miami O comes through last night. Will Nebraska and Arizona do the same tonight? Can the Canucks make it 12 in a row? Battle of New York in the NBA. 2 years? Really? That's all they got for that? And will someone get Josh Allen from underneath the bus that he was thrown under yesterday? We'll get to it all. We got great guests. Paul Bovey lined up, Cam Stewart, James Young, the coach, will join us as well. Before we get to it all, it is game time. What's betting you off tonight, Gabe?
Well, obviously, I'll start off with the disastrous press conference that was held earlier in the day today in Buffalo. Listen, I think a lot of people sort of found out what Buffalo Sabre fans have already known for the last, 10 plus years of the Pagulas owning the team, right? The Buffalo Bills have been saved by the fact that Josh Allen has been their quarterback. Otherwise, they would just be a clear-cut, dysfunctional Cleveland Brown, Tennessee Titan operation. And I think it also sort of showed that you might be a billionaire, but it doesn't mean that you know how to run a football team or you know how to do a press conference. And I'm just amazed that they didn't have a bunch of stock sort of answers ready to go, as opposed to just sort of winging it and flying off the cuff and then throwing Keon Coleman under the bus and McDermott. And if they would have went on, I think they would have thrown Thurman Thomas and Jim Kelly under the bus if this thing would have kept going. It really couldn't have been any worse. Like, I thought the loss was bad. This was real bad, but whatever, right? I mean, this is basically every Tuesday in Dallas with Jerry Jones. So you got to, you got a little look behind the curtain. Newsflash, billionaires are clueless men that own football teams.
It is funny. I watched a good 15, 20 minutes of it today, and it was he didn't do it on purpose. That was my impression. It was just a classic. Just, you see it, a fan reaction. Oh, my God, we lost in a crazy fashion. Let's fire everybody. Get rid of them. Yeah, forget about the record that they've done and all the things they've accomplished. It's just, the pain is so bad right now. Get rid of everyone to satisfy this wound that I have right now. That's kind of what he did. And then he inadvertently gave it was basically on Josh Allen. Not that it was Josh Allen's fault, but the reaction Josh Allen had to the loss, the crying, the tears, everyone in the locker room. He said he saw that and said, okay, I got to make a change now. So it was kind of like, now you got everyone blaming Josh Allen.
It was the right move.
It was
the right move.
Yeah, I don't have any problem
and all these people.
Sooner or later, you got to make a change. But it's just, he should have just said that, right?
All these people are going to come out. And yeah, that's exactly it. He is a fan. And for the record as well, it should be noted, Kim Pegula actually kind of runs the Bills more than he does, but she's sick. This never would have happened with her. Like, she's an ice queen, bro. The press conference would have lasted 5 minutes. Next, all right, we'll let you know when we have news. Terry Pegula, for whatever, he decides to take the mic, like, never jump in. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't, understand, it would go bad. I think he's just, I'm a rich guy, and a mic's in front of me. I own the building. I own everything. I'm going to start talking. It's like, no. Like, because if you start, you're opening up things, don't say anything. He comes in. Well, it was actually, the coaching staff that wanted Keon Coleman. So it's like, he's still on the team. You're throwing this kid under the bus. Like, the whole thing was just bad from a PR perspective, but everybody will forget, and everyone will be excited when they have a new coach, right? That's just the gist of it.
Yep. Opening pickoff time. We got 4 plays. Did a nice job last night. Gabe and I have been on a nice little roll this week with the Monday Night Championship game. Last night we gave you a bunch of winners, so let's continue it tonight. I'm going to start off with some college basketball. These games basically get right underway. So give me under 142.5. My Salukis against Valpo. Hasn't been a great year for Southern Illinois. Last year they actually turned into an over team, but historically the last few seasons they've been an under team, and they've gone back to that this year. Maybe it's just because they're not any good. But 142.5 against a Valpo team that isn't any good either. I don't think they get there. Southern 7-1 under their last 8. So give me the under in the Salukis and Crusaders, if you want to call them that.
I'll start off with this game as well. Listen, these two teams just played like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And Salukis won by 5, 75-70. That was at home. Now they're on the road. SIU are just 2-7 on the road. Valpo are 8-3 at home. I think Valpo are going to get it done, and I am on the opposite side of you as far as the total. We got to 145 last time they played. We got to get to 143 this time. Valpo have scored 74 or more in 3 of their last 4 basketball games. They seem to score more when they're at home. Valpo as well. They get into the mid-70s, the high 70s when they play at home. So I'm going to go with Valpo money line and the over against Scott Wetzel's Southern Illinois Salukis.
The Salukis. One of these days, I'm going to get a Saluki, too. Next game, I'm going to go. This is kind of like I had a choice here. Tulsa's a really good betting team, if you like trends. They're hosting Memphis tonight. They're laying 5.5, and I was tempted to go that way because they're 9-0-1 against the spread versus Memphis, and they're 12-2 their last 14 games, so they're playing good ball this year, but they're also 9-1 over their last 10 games. So, I picked it, kind of pick a side here. I'm not going to go with both. So I landed on the over. Give me the over 153.5. Memphis can put some points on the board. Over 153.5 Memphis and Tulsa.
Yeah, Tulsa's another one of these teams. There's a lot of college basketball teams that are having really good seasons that the media doesn't talk about. Yeah. But yeah, Tulsa are secretly and quietly 15-3 on the year. All right, our next pick is a real D-Gen one here, but I just can't help myself. I love these type of games. Utah Valley in southern Utah. I got to tell you what, guys, after Alabama and Auburn and Michigan and Ohio State, probably the best rivalry in college sports got Utah Valley, southern Utah. Real heated rivalry. But all kidding aside, Utah Valley, they have a potent-ass offense, this team, man. These guys score 83 points a game. They're actually a good basketball team. They're like 13-5 on the year. They only give up 67 points a game, too. So, they're solid at both ends of the court. Southern Utah, whatever, dude. Southern Utah have a bunch of, they're the same type of team in football and basketball, right? They're not going to stop you, but they're going to put some points up on the board. Southern Utah scores 78 a game, which is pretty nice. Their issue is they give up 80 a game. So I got a team that scores 83 a game against a team that gives up 80 a game. The underdog scores 78. There's no reason this doesn't go over the number. It is a little high at 158.5, so we need a clean ride. The odds makers aren't giving away money, but I think we can get into the 160s. Let's go Utah Valley, Southern Utah over.
All right. I'll go to the NBA for game number 3. Rare under on a New Orleans game, but I'll explain why here in a second. Give me the under Detroit, 230.5 against New Orleans. Pistons are at a nice 8-0 under run. They're a strong under team, 6 more unders on the season than overs. The series is 6-2 under. Even New Orleans is 7-3 under. It's not that they're playing any defense, Gabe. It's just that the numbers are just too high. You know, there does come a point where they're going under. That's why trends are a little dangerous. They're going under because the numbers are all in the 230s. So you can't continue to have games in the 230s, 240s unless you're the Utah Jazz. So give me the under 230.5 Detroit and New Orleans.
I'm going to go with another sort of DGen special on the way out here. South Dakota and Nebraska, Omaha. All right, listen, 9 of the 10 times, last time they played, they put up 175 points, these two teams. It's 9-1 of the over the last 10 times they played, but I'm laying the points here, but I'm going to jump in on the over as well at 160. The trend will be our friend here. South Dakota, guys, they're one of these all-or-nothing dichotomy teams. They're 10-10. They're 0-8 on the road. And not only 0-8 on the road, guys, they've lost 7 of their 8 road games by double digits. It's bizarro world. Like in conference play, too, it's not like, oh, no, they got beat by Texas Tech early in the year or something. No. Like, they lose by 22, like, every game on the road. Like 11, 14, 22. And you got Nebraska at home here. They're not a great team, Nebraska, but Omaha. It was 5. The Sharps, people have agreed with me, bet it up to 7 right now. Let's lay the points and go over the number in the DGen special. South Dakota, Nebraska, Omaha. Omaha State.
Right. 2 more picks coming up next.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe just getting things underway with our opening pickoff. I got one more, kind of a DGen special here. 8 o'clock start, so it's just getting underway. North Texas laying 15.5 against Texas San Antonio. Texas San Antonio's football team's really made some strides over the last couple of seasons. The basketball team has not. They lost 10 in a row. They're awful. 0-6 against the spread run as well, so they're not even covering games. It's a big number. There might be a little rivalry there. I'm not sure. San Antonio, North Texas, Denton. Not exactly sure how far that is, but North Texas also on a 6-1 against the spread run. Again, give me North Texas laying the double digits at home against Texas San Antonio, Gabe.
Yeah, I was looking at that game. I thought the spread was a little high. Some people are thinking that maybe the Roadrunners backdoor this. I ended up staying away from it. I did play a bunch of early action, and we got another one of these crazy track meet games going on that I'm hoping. I jumped in, Scott. I couldn't help myself, and I jumped in, and I got 196.5. Son of a.
Oof.
It's 190.5 right now. Indianapolis and Oakland. It's 72-59 with 12.5 minutes left. The total's 190.5. I got a puncher's chance. I need Oakland to pick it up a little bit. I need Oakland to pick it up, pick up the pace a little.
To say when
you
they're
brought
on
up
pace to score 89 points, you need them to pick it up here a little bit, you know?
You notice, though, these MAC teams and the Horizon teams, they get after it, bro. They ain't playing defense.
Yeah.
Like Toledo, Kent State, the Miami, Ohio survived, dude. That was like 105, 102. I know it went to overtime, but it was already high scoring already to begin with. It seems like we're in that sort of pocket right now with college basketball that the offenses are starting to click and flow. Speaking of which, though, we got one hockey game going on right now. It's got 1-1 with the Red Wings and the Maple Leafs. Big-time game. You and I talk all the time about how it's hard to gain ground and stuff. The Leafs, need to win games. And the Red Wings are ahead of them. This is a massive game, and they didn't hide it. They said, yeah, we know it's a massive game for us. 1-1. And you brought up the Capitals playing later against the Canucks. The Canucks have lost 11 games in a row, which is actually a good thing, right? Like, people are actually, happy about it. Like, lose 22 in a row. Get the top pick in the draft type of deal at this point. But I saw a picture of Ovechkin last night. Someone just posted it from the casino, Scott, in Vancouver last night. So Ovi was playing some blackjack in the late night hours last night, which I think is a jerk move if you're the fan.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right, whatever. What's
I don't know. You take a picture of him, but I don't know. Wait till after almost. I don't even have a problem if you see him and you go up to him and you're like, hey, what's up, Ovi? How you doing, man? And that's it. And you can say, man, I just met Ovi at the, whatever. But putting a picture up, it's, I don't know. It seems like, and the thing is, it was a sneaky picture, Scott. Like, he did it hiding behind somebody. Sort of he didn't clearly.
I don't know what the laws are, Gabe.
It used to be no cameras allowed. Now every jackass films videos in casinos, Scott. It used to be you'd get kicked out. Dude, I'm old enough. I used to do my show in a casino. I used to get threatened, bro. I many years ago, guys, 15, 20, I was doing a show at the Sahara or something. I had the internet up. I was whatever. I was talking, and they were like, what in the holy hell? They were like, you're violating Nevada state law. People can sue us. They're not, you don't want to be, they didn't consent to be on camera. That seems to be thrown out the window now, to be honest with you. Because everybody's, look at Circa. Everyone's filming everything, Scott, in sports books now and stuff. They're it's a new era. It's a new era right now. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of all right, you're ratting them out. Good for you. But what's funny, I used to live, because just for the record, I got a buddy in Denver, and all the Nuggets go to the casino all the time. And they basically ask people, don't post pictures, man, because then people come at us and stuff. Just let us be. They tell people, I'll take a picture with you, but, don't, make a big deal about this. That, you met me at the casino at 2 in the morning and stuff, Post it tomorrow. And, people just get so eager and crazy about this. But I live literally right across the street from this casino. And there's a hotel there. It's like the Marriott. Not every team stays there, but most of them. And it was a pretty nice gambling edge to have, Scott. I'd basically stand on my balcony and I would see NHL players and teams.
Nice.
So, bro, but I would see, it's all right, they just played in Calgary. They're playing Vancouver tomorrow night. I would see, the Leafs players get off the bus going into the hotel at 3 in the morning looking beaten down. Or I'd see them during the day. These guys look pretty upbeat in a good mood walking around and stuff. So it was a nice betting edge. I won because of it. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I would know. I'm dude, man, this team got there to the hotel 5 in the morning. They played last night. They're not winning tonight. It's winter time. It's all dark. People think it's all a glamorous life. You see these poor guys getting off the bus, going to the hotel. You know what I mean? Like, people think it's all glamour all the time. It isn't. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It isn't. Like,
I'll tell you.
but think about it. Even if you're on a charter, Scott, we even kid, oh, you're on a charter. Okay, fine. You're still at the airport. All right.
Yeah.
You got to get on the bus. It takes a while to pack the equipment. You got to get on a bus. Then you got to get to the hotel. All right. You got to check into your room. You got to go through all this crap. It's like, yeah, it's done for you, but it's still not like you're still sitting there. You're still in traffic. Yeah. You're still like, it's still 2 a.m. You still want to be in bed, right? You're like, oh my God, I'm on some highway in Calgary right now at 3:30 in the morning, and we're playing against the Canucks tomorrow, right? Like, it's not as smooth as people always think.
I'll tell you a quick little casino story. So my daughter turned 21 a couple of years ago, right? So she wanted to go to a casino up in Connecticut there, Connecticut Sun, right? So she's on a nice, we're playing
Mohegan.
craps games. So she's on Mohegan Sun, right? So she's playing craps, right? And she's on a roll. She's won like 5-6 throws in a row. It's like, okay, here we go, right? So next roll, she throws one of the dice and goes off the table. You would have thought bells and whistles go off. They're yelling, "Don't anybody move!" You would have thought we were trying to rob the place. Freeze! Don't everybody look. Where did it go? The 5,000 security members come around, and it's like, the fear is someone's going to take the dice, and then do whatever they want to it, and then bring it back into play somewhere along the line, right? But the funniest thing is okay, kid, don't worry about it. We're okay. She was all worried that we're going to get arrested or something. It's like, no, just. They got, so they got
I've seen it all in
rules
Vegas. Trust me.
Casinos.
I've seen it all.
They got some crazy rules.
I was at a table once with like 2 crazy people at like 3-4 in the morning, and it was kind of quiet. There was like one dude, and like he actually tried to flip the table, but it was nailed down, but he still managed to like kind of turn it over,
lift it up. Wow.
Yeah, and all the.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of like in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done. Right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day here on the grid. We got Paul Bovey, VegasInsider.com coming up here in a couple of moments. We'll preview the NFL. Let's check the NBA board here. Battle of New York. Not that it's really that big a deal. In fact, it was probably a bigger deal when it was New Jersey Nets versus New York Knicks versus Brooklyn Nets. And the Brooklyn Nets really, it's not easy to do, Gabe, but you lived in this area. they're probably lower than the New York Islanders. You know, at least the New York Islanders have a kind of a core base here in the island. And I'm sure Brooklyn does. I don't live in Brooklyn, but it's so insignificant.
There's a pocket, Scott. You're right. I'll tell you,
Right.
I was in Jersey, right? And there was a dude. He was like the manager of my condo. And I told him, I thought he'd be into it. Like, so I told him I was getting an Uber outside. And he goes, "What are you up to?" And I said, "I'm going to the Brooklyn Net game tonight." And he goes, "Those bastard traders, F them." I was like, "What?" And he goes, "No, man." He goes, I was a season ticket holder in Jersey, but they moved to Brooklyn. And he told me, he goes, "No one will like him in Brooklyn, and no one in Jersey's going to follow him. They'll have no fans." And he's right. Like, the only people who go to Brooklyn Net games are people who want to see the visiting team. It's like, "Oh, KD's in town," or Giannis, or, "Hey, look, Wembanyama and the Spurs, let's go," because the Knick game's too expensive. That's why we went. I used to go with Corey Parson. It was like, the Knick game was $400, and the Net game was $40.
Yeah, that's it.
NBA game, you know what I mean? I was like, "No, we'll go to the Net game." So we used to go to the Net games. I actually liked them, though. There was that team with D'Angelo Russell and Jared Allen.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's the only time. That's the only time they had a little
but
like
they started
niche
to get popular,
they were
a little
like
bit of a buzz.
Yeah, and then
because you figure there's enough Knick haters, Scott, that would jump on the bandwagon if they were good. People are just like, "I don't want to like the Knicks," right? Like, I'm anti-Knick or whatever. But like, you're right. They'd be way better off in Jersey. They'd have an identity.
Yeah.
At least they'd be the New Jersey. You're the New Jersey Nets. You know what I mean? You think of the Nets, I think of Kenny Anderson and Stojakovic and these guys. I think of the baby blue net jersey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can go old school ABA even and stuff, but like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, the Nets were a real team. Kenny Anderson, like, they were in the playoffs, man. Yeah. They were good.
Went to this NBA Finals back-to-back years.
Yeah.
Just couldn't beat the Lakers. Back-to-back years. Spurs and Lakers, they lost, right? So, they were
and
that
you got a nice arena there. You got the Prudential Center. Like, the Brooklyn hipster thing. You know what I mean? But they've got like 10, they're not even as big as the Clippers are.
No, they're not. That's what I mean. Maybe the
like
Iowa
the Clippers
Senators,
the Clippers have fans, actually.
Yeah, because every market there's like, okay, there's going to be a second, like the Yankee fan, right? I hate the Yankees. All right, I'll be a Met fan, or the Ranger fan. I hate the Rangers. I'm going to be an Islander fan or a Devils fan. Like, so the New York market had all Knicks. There was no. So there's not really like there is now, but no one grew up with that. Like, I'm going to hate the
people
Knicks.
in Brooklyn were Knicks fans, so they're already a Knicks fan. Yeah, I'm already a Knicks fan. You're right. It's not like, oh, okay, I have my own team now. It's like, no, I'm a Knicks fan. You're right. Like, that's why it didn't make sense.
So, but I think that really the Brooklyn. I don't know how it is in Ottawa. Ottawa has somewhat of a fan base. I'd imagine. Is that the lowest team on the Canadian spectrum? But baseball, everyone has niche, right? There's no really bad base play. Maybe the Miami Marlins, maybe. But
it's interesting you say Ottawa. Yeah, I would say the Marlins. Yeah, Ottawa do have fans, but it's interesting you said Ottawa. Yeah. Ottawa is so close to Montreal. All the older people were Montreal fans already. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like 80 minutes, Scott, 90 minutes. And Ottawa didn't have an NHL team. Like, so they would go to Montreal. So all of the older people grew up. One thing they have in common, though, is they hate the Leafs. They just hate the Leafs. Like, Ottawa and Toronto is a nice rivalry. Like, that's a good one. They really do hate each other.
Yeah. All right. We got the Knicks and Nets tonight. That's why I bring it up, long story short.
Yeah, big rivalry.
And the Knicks are killing them. Yeah, it's a big rivalry.
We almost need a third team.
That's part of the problem. The Nets, beat them once every 10 years.
Who's the real Knick rival? Like, the Celtics?
Well, there's always New York, Boston, Celtics, that would be
but
it.
They don't really play. In recent, that's what I'm saying. Like, in recent memory, like, when have they ever really played?
Pacers?
Yeah, the Indiana Pacers.
Pacers.
Reggie Miller, modern era Pacers.
Yeah. You want to go
Trae Young and the Hawks
too. Trae Young and the Hawks, maybe. But nothing.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
NBA's
it was sort of like
it's
like rivalry week, Scott. I see. They were like, oh, it's rivalry week in the NBA. It's like, the Raptors, you can't pair us with anybody. We don't have like a long time like pairing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Orlando Magic. Oh yeah, that really like. We don't have a team like that. Yeah, like we don't. They're the Cavaliers, but LeBron's not there. LeBron's not there, right? And the Celtics-Toronto things never really caught on. We never really played in the playoffs that much or anything.
Paul Bovey, VegasInsider.com. Joining us next. Let's go to break.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out all the action. Well, one last thing about rivalries with the NBA. The NBA's got more rivalries within the teams themselves. You know, no one wants to play with Trae Young. No one wants to play with John Morant. You got the Golden State Warriors beating each other up. So the NBA rivalry is not team versus team. It's within the team, actually. That's how crazy.
And not just that. We talked about it last night. To make the All-Star game and stuff like that. The U.S. Olympic team. It's more of a one-on-one. And yeah, you want to make the All-Star game interesting, and I tell you what, the players wouldn't want to do it because they'd be scared. Play one-on-one. You guys really want to do it? Who's the ultimate NBA All-Star? Put 24 All-Stars, boom. All right, we're going to go one-on-one bracket, and we're going to crown the ultimate NBA All-Star. Right? Yeah. That's why the stars never wanted to be in the dunk contest, because they didn't want to lose. They want to lose to some guy, right? So, yeah, they're kind of cowards. Like, they'll never do it. But we'll see what happens with the World USA stuff if they actually bring it. But how you doing, Paul?
Hey, what's going on? Paul Bovey at VegasInsider.com. What's going on, Paul?
Yeah, I'm doing great. We're down to a precious few games here, and I got to play. I already made one sizable play, a couple smaller ones. I'll be looking for some more props, and hey, this is wide open, and I think people are writing off the Broncos, but heck, you never know. We've seen stranger things happen before.
That's what I was going to ask you. Jared Stidham, believe, buy or sell, because I'm more in the belief. I'm old enough to know, and I'm a degenerate enough that I remember him being like a stud high school recruit. He was a stud with Baylor, and then he shouldn't have transferred to Auburn, but he did. And, the SEC, it got a little different. But if you look, smart coaches have always liked him. From Baylor to Auburn to the New England Patriots to Josh McDaniels wanting to be the quarterback. Sean Payton doesn't bring in guys that he doesn't trust to be a quarterback. Jared Stidham does have pedigree in his football career. There's a reason why coaches like him, in my opinion, Paul.
Yeah, and the advantage that they will have is that there's no game film on him, or relatively little, at least from anything recent. So you never know what you're going to get. We've all seen it. Quarterbacks regress. Why do they regress? Because the league figures them out. They watch film. That's not in existence here, more or less, for the most part. So We'll see. I have to tell you, I laid the 4 points at the open at William Hill because I thought it was a great number. And as it turned out, it was an excellent number when it went to 6. Now it's backed off a little bit. I do think the Patriots will win. I think that my feeling, and it was the same thing that I echoed last week, is that the back end of the Broncos is not good. The prop I played is on Hunter Henry because they have been shredded by the tight end throughout the year. I played both tight ends over last week. I played Knox and Kincaid, and both of them easily got there. And I may have cited this last week, but the Giants, Theo Johnson and Daniel Bellinger, 154 yards in terms of receiving. And then you go to Kelsey, who had 9 for 91, Zach Ertz, 10 for 86. So to me, when I played Hunter Henry on the open at 38.5, to me, it was a steal. I'm not sure where it is now, but I'm sure it's a little bit higher because I think that was completely mispriced. So where do I think the game is going? I think the Patriots are going to win. Would I lay 6 points? No. I was hoping to take this 4 points and maybe get 7. If it went to 6.5, I'd buy it up, but that never happened. So now I will decide what I want to do with it pregame.
Hunter Henry, by the way, 43.5 yards now. So, yeah, you're right. It did go up. There was a story out there. You know, listen, there's 5,000 things on the internet, right? So I don't believe half the stuff, nor should anyone. But there was a story, Paul and Gabe, about how Bo Nix might take this drug. It's called, I don't know if I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it.
No, that was fake.
Ketorolac?
That was fake.
Well, it was fake. I'm sure it was, but the line is down to 4.5. And for those that don't know, it's a drug that basically hides pain. It's a serious drug. I mean, it causes heart issues, kidney problems, stomach bleeding. I mean, it's like one of those goofy commercials. Oh, by the way, though,
there's never been so much fake stuff. It's daily now. We got a penalty shot in the NHL here, and we got a save.
Nice.
Pretty weak attempt.
So why would the line
Detroit
drop to 4.5 then?
I think people are talking themselves into the Broncos because I've heard, a lot of the experts, so-called experts, the Broncos, their homes, they talk themselves into things, and sometimes they wager on what they want to see. So there are a lot of Patriot haters out there who claim that they played such an easy schedule and the road that they had, and they had got to take on C.J. Stroud, and they didn't do anything last week. So I could see making the case for the Broncos because, heck, this game was 1.5 points before the injury. Then it goes to 6. I mean, that's quite an adjustment.
Yeah, Bo Nix isn't John Elway, as I stated earlier. I don't know if there's that much of a drop-off between the two of them, to be honest with you.
Exactly. 25 touchdowns, 11 picks throughout the year. I don't think he was great. I think he was average to above. And how much worse or better is Stidham going to be? I don't think it's going to be a wide disparity. So I think there's value to be had at 6. At 4.5, well, I liked it at 4, and I'm going to decide what I want to do with it.
Good call on Seattle. Last week, you said Seattle in a rout. Yeah. It was a rout, Paul. The game was over before it started, basically.
Yeah, you want to know a funny story? I had literally, and I'm not lying. I had almost 6 figures tied up into the game. So I said to myself, you know what? After I went through this grueling Buffalo game,
so I barely watched it.
Buffalo plus 7.5 in a teaser, which got there. I said, you know what? I'm just going to go home. I'm going to chill out. What did I watch? I watched Taxi Driver and a couple episodes of Seinfeld. And I told people, don't call me. Finally, some people were texting me and saying, don't worry, the coast is clear. You're okay. I put the game on.
Wow. That's a gambler, right? That's a guy who just knows, I used to, Gabe, maybe you were the same way, I don't know, but I growing up in whatever gambling, I always used to think, all right, if I'm going to gamble, I'm going to, gamble on something I'm going to watch, and I'm actually going to determine the outcome. By me watching is going to determine somehow or another the outcome. The real gambler just says, all right, Right?
That's
right.
I've had that debate with people. Yeah, you can control the outcome if you watch it. Yeah, it's crazy.
I got into it with a football coach once. May he rest in peace. But I used to do a lot of shows with a guy, and I was sitting in a sports bar once, and he said, "We got to go." And I told him, "Coach, I got a lot of money on this game. I want to see the end of it." And he said, "The result won't be any different whether you're sitting in this chair or not. Let's effing go."
Yeah.
That's what he told me. I was like, "All right, Coach." I got up. I said, "All right."
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So, are you on Seattle again this week? I would think so, right? Or maybe not. I should assume.
The issue is, you got 2 data points with this game. And in the first game, Stafford throws for 130 yards, and then he throws for 459. And you wonder which team is going to show up. But I do think Seattle will score points. I'm very confident in that because, I've been riding the Rams defense or going against it throughout because they have stunk it up over the last half of the season at times. The only really solid outing they had was against Baker Mayfield, and Teddy Bridgewater came in and for mop up. But other than that, look, Atlanta shredded them, and there were a few other games there. So I played the over in the game. I played over 47. If I could get the team total Seattle at 24, I would take it, but that's not available. It's 24.5, and that's a funky number because there's no 25s or 26s, guys. It's 20.
Right.
It's 27, man. So I played the over on it.
That half the point is going to be costly. They can. Paul, great job as always. Check out all his work. VegasInsider.com. Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Paul.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Kramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Thanks again, Paul Bovey, VegasInsider.com. Still dealing with the cataract surgery, if you're wondering about the glasses there. So, good night for our buddy there, Mark Lawrence. I must say, he's doing a college basketball NBA newsletter, and so far it's been doing pretty good. He gave out Illinois tonight, laying a big number. They're up 23 with a couple minutes left. That's not bad. Gave out Drake tonight as an upset winner over Murray State. They're up 10. I thought that was a pretty good play at home. And what was the other one he gave out that's winning? I just saw one other one. He gave out 3 tonight that I saw. Oh, Xavier as an 8.5-point dog on the road at Creighton, and leading actually 83-79. How about that? So not
We
bad. I
bet
didn't
this
play any of
game.
those games. Which one did you play?
We bet this game. I bet over 156 in the Creighton Xavier game. It's at 163 with 5 minutes left. Yeah, it's soared over. I'm kind of regretting I didn't, chase here. It's 188.5 now. We got to like 187 or something in the Oakland game. It falls short. But we got some big-time games coming up, some big-time teams. Arizona are playing tonight, as you brought up earlier. They're hosting Cincinnati. Georgetown and Villanova in action right now. And, of course, you and I both bet the Valparaiso game against your Salukis. Valpo were just absolutely lighting them up early here, Scott.
Oh.
Yeah, it's sort of slowed down. It's 18 now.
Points-wise.
38-20.
Yeah. I'm on the under, so I'm we're okay with that one. 38-20, 50 seconds left in the
I got Valpo money line, but I also bet the over 142.5. I need Southern Illinois to score a bit. It's point blank. I need these guys to
they
score.
Haven't been scoring lately. I don't know why. It's a solid school. They have a good fan base. They're good boosters. You wonder why some schools, Gabe, are able to go get NIL players and others aren't. Beautiful area. It's a beautiful school, and I'm not just saying that because I was there. It is like a middle, picturesque Southern Illinois. It's gorgeous there, easy to recruit, you would think, and yet football teams
they've been good in the past, right? Yeah. It's just sort of caught up to them.
It's not you get a little spoiled. There was a run there. They had Matt Painter as their head coach. They had like a 2 or 3 run with him. Who was the guy
they were one of those big teams.
Good? Bruce Weber was there.
Yeah,
they were like the precursor to all these great coaches or good coaches.
They used to play on. They were always in the title game, often in the title game on CBS on Saturday afternoon, trying to get into the tournament. And yeah, you're right. The NIL, not just the NIL era, but it's sort of caught up to them. That whole era, you figure. It's such a hotbed of basketball players. The high school scene is massive in Illinois and in Chicago and all the the suburbs and stuff like that. Illinois have kind of been underachievers. Chicago State are terrible. DePaul have been terrible.
Awful.
Right? Like if you look, Northwestern, terrible.
Terrible.
For the most part, like for whatever reason, like Illinois as a whole, like basketball is just kind of floundered. Let's call it up what it is from the old, Illinois was good years ago when the Fab Five was good. And like when in the late 80s and stuff. Kendall Gill and Marcus Liberty and Nick Anderson and stuff like that. But you look how many guys from Illinois are in the NBA now. It catches up. That's how you can sort of tell, Scott, right? Do you have players in the NBA still? And they really don't.
Yeah.
It's been a while. They don't.
It's weird. You got Wisconsin and Marquette, Marquette's right on the border. That's Milwaukee. They've been good for the longest time. You got all the Indiana schools. They've been good for the longest time. And then you got Illinois, which is sandwiched between the two states, and yet they're awful. It's very strange. Very strange.
And great players from the Chicago high school area. Well, look, now the Big Ten, so they've gotten 3 straight college football titles, the Big Ten. Can they really step this up right now and finally win a basketball title? They haven't won since 2002. It's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. Purdue's made some runs. Teams have made some runs. Michigan State's made some runs.
Michigan's been in the final, in the final game, and the Final Four 6 times.
Yeah.
Literally, 7 times. The Fab Five lost twice in the championship game. Beeline lost to Louisville. They lost to Villanova in the title game. They lost to Louisville in the title game. A couple other Final Four appearances in there. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 other sort of heartbreakers I'm forgetting about along the way. But
Purdue last year.
They've knocked on the door. But Michigan themselves, they've knocked on the door a lot. Same with Arizona, right? I mean, they're the last team to win, the whole West Coast, too. Someone from the West Coast hasn't won in even longer. It's been since 1996.
I put in a 3-team, 3-league championship parlay today. So I used Sinner and Alcaraz with men's Australian Open. I used the top 3, basically top 3 with the women's champion. And then I used Arizona, Michigan, and the Dookie Pukies in college basketball. And depending on how it all pairs out, you can win as little as $300, or I can win as much as
What, a round
So-
robin between with all of them?
Yeah, a little round robin. Yeah, and we do that on the podcast. Have some fun with that stuff. So
I'll tell
and then
you
I
one
put a
thing.
goofy one. I put a goofy one in using George Mason, Miami of Ohio, and St. Louis. And if that one hits, then we'll be going out to dinner for the rest of our lives. If that
It
one
won't.
Actually, yeah, I know.
But if
I know.
if it does, it'd be nice. Yes. But
I just
I
want to
got
live
my
the
hot
dream.
take.
Those are the ones I want to get into the
Yeah,
second
at least you got a
weekend.
lottery ticket. You got something to look
Yeah,
at, something to look forward
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
Yeah.
But something to look forward to. I'm telling you now, I'm not buying into the Colorado Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. Like I can't put them in parlays at plus 260 and stuff like this. This
No,
is
it's not worth
ridiculous. That they're plus 260 and then the Lightning are 6-1. Number one, the President's Cup. We went over this. President's Cup teams have won 8 times only all time. The team with the best record in the NHL never wins. And I was thinking about it just from a sort of a Buffalo Bill perspective. Colorado are lucky that they've won once. Like, if you think about it, Scott, Colorado or the Atlanta Braves,
Yeah.
like, think about their dominance.
Good point.
And, they're so good and this and that, and they're favored every year. They won in 2021. All right, it was 5 years ago. Before that, they didn't win since 2001. And they're always supposed to win, and they don't, right? And I can't help but think, it's like, yeah, you know what? Nate McKinnon, Sidney Crosby played in the World Championships, and they lost to Latvia. Like, the favorite in hockey is no lock by any stretch. I don't think the Avs are going to win the Stanley Cup. That's my hot take.
All right, we're coming up. We'll cut our number one next.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Kramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live. Only on SportsGrid.
And welcome back in-game live game day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe closing out hour number one. We got Cam Stewart joining us top of next hour. So why don't we do a little late night pick off this segment rather than waste Cam's time next segment. So with that, I'll go first here, Gabe. I'll start with Washington. Listen, I really don't think they're going to win tonight, to tell you the truth. I every once in a while I get one of these funny feelings we had it the other day with Nashville and Colorado. but it's the greatest sports axiom of all time. Winners bet with streaks, losers bet against streaks. Vancouver's lost 11 in a row. They're at home. They're 4-17 at home. 4-17, including 8 straight losses. Washington, the reason I'm a little hesitant is not playing well. They're really not playing good hockey right now. But give me the Capitals minus the 155. I'll take my chances that they make it 12 straight from Vancouver.
Oh, it's higher than 155. So that's a great price. It was 170 last night. It's up to 180 in some spots. I got a 170 here still right now.
Yeah, you're
but
right.
I kind of agree with you.
Handle.
I do agree with you in the sense that there's something weird about this one, right? Like Vancouver aren't going to lose 18 games in a row at home, so eventually they're going to win. They actually played pretty well the other night against the Islanders, but they lost. They got called out by their coach, too. Even though they suck, their coach actually finally got, and he blamed the veterans on the team, and it upset the vets, so they're not happy about it. And they've responded by kind of talking back to the coach in the media. So I don't know. Do they respond tonight? Probably not, to be honest. Basically, Adam Foote, the coach, who's a Stanley Cup champion and a gold medalist.
Yeah.
Right, so he knows how to win. Adam Foote, Team Canada, Colorado Avalanche, exactly. So he basically said, he goes, we play hard. We do a lot of good things. We'll play well for 15 minutes. He goes, we'll give up a goal. And he goes, our vets on our team all get depressed on the bench. And he goes, it carries on to the younger guys. And he goes, I don't know why they do it, but they effing do it. And he goes, and he got mad. He goes, they've been doing it since I've been here, because he was an assistant. He goes, it's been 3-4 years of them feeling sorry for themselves. It's whoa, it was this little, he finally, right? But they didn't respond well to it. They were kind of moaning about, we try and we're trying this, whatever. It's shut up. You guys are soft. But I get your fear. Give me over 1.5, though, in the, over 1.5 in the first period of the Anaheim Ducks and the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche lost 2 in a row before winning and beating Washington the other night. They'll be in a bad mood for a couple of weeks now that they lost 2 games in a row. They'll score a couple of goals in the first period. We know Anaheim are a little sloppy defensively and aggressive offensively. There's a reason why it's minus 160, but let's go over 1.5 in the first period.
All right. My next one, it's another strange play, but it's going to make sense. I'm going to go under Toronto and Sacramento, 226.5, which is a pretty low number for a Kings game, right? But Toronto is the number 2 under team in the NBA, 27-18 under on the season, including 13-7 their last 20, 10-3 under their last 13 road games as well. And as bad as Sacramento is, and they are, they've been playing a little bit better of late. And listen to the scores that they've given up. They're 4-2 straight up their last 6 games. They've given up 98, 112, 101, 115, 110, and then the last game 130 against Miami that wants to run and gun. So throughout the Miami game, and they've actually played better defense. So I think they play better defense tonight, especially with a team that does want to play some defense. So give me the under 226.5 Toronto and Sacramento.
Up to 227.5 even. So you can even get a better number. I got burnt last night with the same theory. Look, I remember if I told you guys, said, the Raptors got killed by the Lakers, but they'll bounce back against Golden State, and they did. Right. I don't know why the Raptors always beat Golden State. They do. They murdered them last night. They killed them from the onset. It got close a little bit late, but now they're going back-to-back tonight. I actually think Sacramento could be the play this evening, but I thought the under would happen last night, and it was a freaking track meet. Right? Seems like the Raptors are playing everybody that played last night, too. So we can get back to this game. That's later. My other pick, San Diego State tonight, guys. San Diego State are getting a point in Arizona against Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon are good, but they're not on San Diego State's level, right? And now this is actually a conference game and stuff, like Grand Canyon into the Mountain West and basketball, that it matters. And I like San Diego State are going to beat them, and the game's going to go over the number. San Diego State's offense is a lot better than Grand Canyon's, and it's a lot better than the public perception is. Their games go over. Give me San Diego State plus the 1 in the over against the Antelopes, the Lopes, the only publicly traded team, Scott, in college sports.
There you go.
Or
How
sport.
about that? Or
you can buy stock in Grand Canyon University.
Parlay with the Green Bay Packers. And we got a couple more on the other side. Cam Stewart will join us as well in Game Live.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Kramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. He wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. Hour number 2, Scott and Gabe, till 10 p.m. Eastern Time, as we always are, Monday through Friday here. I got one quickie before we bring Cam in. The game's just starting. Under 131.5 game, Northern Iowa, Illinois State. Northern Iowa is one of my always under teams, and they've come through us big time this year again. They're a monster under team. They're not great this year, but they are producing more unders, so it's 14-6 under their last 20 games, and the series with Illinois State is 7-3 under, so under 131.5 Northern Iowa, Illinois State. You have one last one, or are you through?
Well, I'll tell you, one game is not going under, 93-92 Xavier over Creighton right now. Told you, we're in this sort of track meet. It's been a lot of high-scoring games this week. You know, as far as I don't have any college basketball games going off the board here at 9 o'clock. I am stressing out right now the back end of the Texas game. I got 7.5 with the Texas Longhorns, so a quick update there for everybody. Kentucky leading Texas by 7, 79-72. The total was 153, 152.5, whatever. So it's going to go over. There's still 2 minutes left, and we're 151. Point spread up in the air right now. They're laying 7.5, and they're up by 7.
And Illinois, I'm laying 18. It's 89-70. FanDuel showing no time left. I don't know if that's the case, and they win by 19. Actually, I lay at 18.5. And I win by the hook, or is there a second or two left? I got to double check that. But
I think it's over.
If it does. I think it's over. Yeah.
Nebraska start. Washington, Nebraska start now, actually, too. They're like 10.5.
What do you think, Cam? Let's bring in our good buddy Cam Stewart. You want to lay the points? I tried to put Nebraska and Arizona in a parlay, but it's still too expensive. They're too big of favorites. Arizona's
Nebraska,
like 10-1.
It's a tough place to play. Washington, they're all, you know what I mean? It looks like I would lay it down with Nebraska. You don't want to lay 10.5 there, but Washington heading into that place, these guys are on fire. So yeah, I'd lay it or not play it. So I would take the Cornhuskers minus 10.5 in that game, guys. Just about to go off.
All right. Any other games tonight on the college board that you like?
Nope, not really. I'm more. I got an Australian Open pick for you though, for the tennis.
Ooh, okay.
I know we haven't really got into it now. Shapovalov, the Canadian against Cilic. He was minus 135, guys, and now he's been bet up to minus 150. But I like him early for a few rounds in this tournament. So yeah, I'm going to go with Shapo. I think he's minus 145 right now, but I guess people are betting him. The line went up. That's a little bit concerning, but I think he should take care of business. What is he, 26th against a 73rd player ranked in the world? Chilich is a good player, but he's older. I think Shapo should be able to get it done.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Sinner.
2.5, Gabe. Whoa.
Which one's
which one are
you going to say, Scott? 2.5.
Well,
I was going to say James Duckworth and Sinner under 26.5. That Sinner just smokes him.
Okay.
6'2", 6'2", 6'1", or whatever, under 26.5.
Yeah. I bet on Sinner, guys, the other day, laying 2.5, right? He was going to lose to this stiff. He won the first 2 sets easily, and then the guy quits, and I don't win my bet. Like,
I hate that.
These guys that quit, man, I've never seen players, sports athletes quit like they do in tennis. I don't care if I get a broken leg. I'm just going to hit them. Who knows? Maybe Sinner breaks his leg. I'll take my
you can't
chance.
really run with tennis.
So
I know
what?
what you mean.
So what?
Who's the one guy? You remember? He's always like up and then he like quits. I'm like, what's going on with the like tennis? You're right. Like one of these guys, it's like, dude, it's the same guys sometimes.
It happens. It happens once in a while, but it's not as frequent. No, it'll happen.
It
Right,
happens
for the
to me
record,
all the
Sinner
time.
minus 10.5 games tonight. So like that's the point spread. I don't know. I can't really ever recalling 10. So it's like 3 sets, 10.5. You got to win basically 6-2, 6-2,
6-3, 6-2.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's tough.
4, 8, 11.
I'm sure the math you do, it's probably the exact same thing as the 26.5 as I did.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you'll end up doing a math, Scott. It'll add up to the same thing. Right? To sort of how many games, 6-2, 6-2. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got delayed because I put this bet in last night and I woke up this morning and it said void. So I guess they got delayed or they got pushed back to today's card or whatever.
Yeah, they're behind.
Because this was supposed to be last night, this match.
They're behind that's the whole thing. Like these other matches are going on. They have them listed at like 10:30 and I heard this Chapo match is like midnight. That's the thing with Australia. It'll go into the next day. And when they get behind, if a match goes long, they're just going to go long. That's the whole thing, Gabe. It's like these times are way off on these matches. So yeah, this one's about midnight, the one that I'm betting on.
All right,
There's the real ones. Sorry, Scott, I was going to say, but Casper Ruud versus Munar tonight. Casper Ruud minus 225. Okay. That's a big one. That's at 4:30 Eastern time, 1:30 Pacific.
Yeah.
I like Casper Anisimova, the Jersey Russian girl. She's only minus 345, which is a big number, but when you compare it to other tennis numbers, she's playing some Katerina. I never heard of her. She must be pretty good if Amanda's only minus 345.
Yeah, well, 345. Right? Yeah, you're right. A lot of these, like, you get the minus 800s. Like what's Sinner tonight? What's Sinner? Like minus 4,000, 40 to 1? Like
not even listed.
Yeah, no. It's an unbettable number, but yeah,
500 to 1.
Fast. That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Early, if it's this early, we're in the second round, and she's laying under 400. That means it's not going to be a total cakewalk, right? So, yeah, we'll see. I like my
last one.
Regular juice.
Tsitsipas is getting plus 160 against this guy. Thomas, never heard of him. Machac, M-A-C-H-A-C. He's actually an underdog to that guy. Is he good? Any good? Ever heard of him?
Tsitsipas hasn't been recently. He hasn't been as strong as he was. Like he was on that huge run for a while. So that's crazy. I got to be honest with you. That's news to me. Like that's kind of a weird spread for a guy that used to be a world-class player. So what are you saying he's getting? Plus 160. Wow. Yeah. Plus this other guy must be like young and on fire then for that number.
Yeah. Tsitsipas is old.
He's getting older. He's getting more. He's not the same player he used to be. He used to be great.
Yeah, he had his 15 minutes of fame.
Their head-to-head record.
I never heard of the other guy, so I can't tell you. Never heard of the other guy.
They've only played once. So they played once one day. They played once, but it was like 2.5, 3 years ago. So it's hard to really take anything away from it right now. Guys. Just looking at the career prize money. Tsitsipas has done all right for himself. 36 million.
Wow.
No, he's this guy used to be a top five.
Machac has made $6 million. I'm looking at their current rank. All right, so this Machac he's 25 years old. Tsitsipas is 27. I thought he's a little older. So yeah, this Mokic guy is he's ranked 24th in the world right now.
That's good.
And Stefanos is ranked 35th. So he's 11 spots higher in the current rankings.
All right. I never heard of that guy. So he's been around for a little while. He's got some money.
That's the thing about tennis.
It
changes so quick. Like, remember, we had
you never heard of him, but he's made $6 million on the tour.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's been around. So he's not a young kid.
We're gonna
like
be hearing about it. Yeah. It's not like he's some schlep. He's made some good money. That's tennis. So, like, these guys come out of nowhere. These girls come out of nowhere. Sometimes they get hot on a tournament. Next thing you know, boom. You know, they go win like 12 or 13 matches in a row. It's a tough sport to follow because there's so many damn good players, right? So that's the whole thing. Yeah. It's shocking that he's getting.
There's always up and coming players.
Big time.
All right. That's how about NBA tonight? Got anything on the NBA board before we get to your golf?
I was looking at the Bucks plus 12.5, but in late night hockey, I'm going to take what do we got here? The Washington Capitals in regulation against Vancouver. Vancouver, Gabe talked about it. This team is tanking right now, so you don't want to lay the 1.5, but I'll take them in the regulation three-way. So I think Washington gets it done on the road against the Canucks. That's what I got in hockey. And that's about it. And I was looking at the Kraken against the Islanders. That line's kind of trappish. Like, the Islanders are hot, and it's basically a pick'em. So something weird's going on there, guys.
Yeah, that Seattle team's weird. They were playing awful. Then they were on fire. What they go like 8-1, and now they're back to being 1-7 their last 8.
You're right. They're very streaky. Team. Yeah, they get on a hot roll, then they go ice cold. They're a hard team to peg. That's the whole thing about these guys. So we'll see. I like Washington tonight. I don't like the number, but I think the Capitals will get it done.
Yeah. All right. We'll quick little break. We got a couple more hockey, and then we'll get to Cam's golf picks. Yeah, absolutely. We'll get your golf picks in there. Colorado is underway. No score against the Anaheim Ducks. Laying 3-9. Crazy.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kwan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out all the action with our good buddy Cam Stewart, SportsGrid host. You see it here all the time here on the grid. So got some golf action. The American Express Tournament got the big boys back in play, including Scotty Scheffler, Cam, who's the odds-on favorite, at least on FanDuel, at 3-1. Where are we going with the American Express Tournament this weekend?
3-1, but this tournament's a little bit different too, guys. It's played at 3 different courses, right? That's the whole thing. They play La Quinta, the Nicholas course, the stadium course, and they play that stadium course twice. So everybody gets in the rotation. It's a 54-hole cut, and then you have Sunday on the one course, the stadium course, which is the hardest out of the 3. But Scheffler, all these guys got to play 3 different courses. La Quinta, it's interesting. Like, you look at Scheffler and go, wow, he's 3-1. I'm not sure, I got to see it. I don't like the number of him. I think there's a lot of guys that are up and comers. If he wins, but that number's not good enough for me. We could save him for a major or save him for something else. But this week, we haven't seen him play. We don't know what he's doing. A lot of these guys in Hawaii too. I'm just looking at the numbers, guys, and I'll tell you, Ben Griffin to me, he's an up and comer. And his odds should be 16-1, not 20, 25 on a boost. Like, he's a really good golfer. He played well last week too. Chris Gotterup won that tournament, guys, but Ben Griffin was right there. He had a couple of bad holes, and every single tournament I look at the leaderboard, like even when Scheffler's there, Ben Griffin's there. So he's going to be my first pick at 25-1. I really like Ben Griffin. He played well last week. I think he can get it done. Matthew Fitzpatrick, he plays on the European Tour and on the PGA Tour. He's solid. In these courses, I want a guy that's just going to be rock solid, and hopefully, he's a major winner. He won the U.S. Open, so we'll see. He putts pretty well on Poa annua. That's the surface this week. He's 40-1. Daniel Berger, it's one of the, as Gabe will say, the hipster trendy golf picks. This guy was 75-1. I got him at 60. He's been bet down to 45-1. That's kind of concerning, actually, but Daniel Berger played well last week, and, coming off a medical exemption, I think he's going to have a big year, and he's going to be playing a lot this year. And my flyer is Rasmus Højgaard on the European Ryder Cup team, another great player from Denmark, coming over to the United States. He's done well over here, and he's solid at 81 is too good of a price for me to pass up on a world-class player. Top 10s, we're going to go with Åberg, the Swedish player. We don't know what he's doing. A lot of these guys are playing in the TGL as well, but Åberg at that price at plus 240 for a top 10, and to me, that's an incredible price. Patrick Cantlay, if you're looking for horses for courses, this guy literally second, fifth, so many top 10s in this tournament. Like, he loves the California swing. Went to UCLA, plus 125 for a top 20. And Harry Hall, the Brit, went to UNLV, played really well last week, almost got it done, but he ran into a buzzsaw, which was Chris Gotterup. He's plus 145 for a top 20. And I got some top 30s this week. Michael Thorbjornsen and Patrick Rogers. What do these guys have in common? Both went to Stanford, both playing in California. It's interesting. After Tiger Woods, you got a lot of solid players. Watch out for Patrick Rogers this year. He's very, very solid. He was right there, top 5 last week. He almost won, just fell a little bit short, couldn't get that putter rolling last week. He's plus 150 for a top 30, and Bjornsson is a world-class player. I expect him to have a big year, plus 120, guys, for a top 30. I think we can get a top 30 out of him.
Wow. Real quickly, I got the Drake Murray State game on, but it's 99-90. It's been a 10-point game for the last 5-6 minutes, and Murray State is fouling. That they just fouled again, down 9 with 5 seconds left. I mean, I don't know if this thing's going to turn into a brawl at the handshake line, but you talk about moronic and just asking for trouble. I'm there doing this game's taking 2.5 hours to play because these mopes continue to foul. I mean, holy fudge.
Well, in today's day and age, it'll be investigated for gambling purposes, Scott. Like, what's the number? Second half. Why is somebody fouling now with 5 seconds in hindsight? Like, who knows why somebody is doing something, right?
Yeah. Wow. Finally just ended. There was.
So did you win by the hook or lose by the hook there, Wetzel, in that earlier game? You got it?
You know what? I forgot to check, to tell you the truth. Illinois, right? So let's see.
The one.
Final score.
Yeah, you did it.
Won by the hook. How about that? 89-70. How about
Happy
that?
Story. Wow. What do we got going live in hockey, guys? The Philadelphia Flyers are up 2-0 on Utah 6 minutes into this game. I'm willing to take Utah plus 1.5, no juice. And you know what? Even a sprinkle at plus 210 on the money line. That's just a bad start by the Mammoth, but I prefer the plus 1.5, and I think they'll come back in this game. That's just an early good start by Philadelphia, but I think Utah will make a game of this and maybe come back and win.
I'm going to look what's the number here to go to overtime. In the
Chiefs game?
Toronto game?
It's plus 100 right now. Yeah, there's 11 minutes left. Yep. Nobody can score. Like, they both scored in the first period. It was 1-1. They haven't scored since. We had a penalty shot, and it was a pathetic penalty shot. But, like, the goalies are stepping up. I know there's 11 minutes left, you know. Plus 100 is not enough interest for me. Normally, even on a 1-1 game, I'd be like, you know what? I think it goes over the over to 3.5. That's what it is now, the total. But I'm not sure. Like, the way this game is going, I think we're going to end up going to overtime, tied at 1.
I think you're right, Gabe. But I've been watching this game. They're playing very, very tight defensively. Like, it's almost like they both want a regulation point. There is 10 minutes and change left, but it's been very, close to the vest. The goalies have been playing well.
Well, there's a lot of shots, Cam. It's not that
Yeah.
close. It's 32-27 shots on goal.
Yeah, but some of them
The
are from
puck's
the
just
outside.
not going in.
Yeah, it's both teams are playing pretty well defensively. I would have to agree. I want a better number, and I would not be shocked if it went to overtime anyway. But you need more than that with 10 minutes left.
Yeah. I usually like around 6 to 7 minutes before the mentality of, okay, overtime, guys, and get a point, and then we'll go from there before I bet that. But the way it's going, no goals in the second, none here in the third. You played, over 30 minutes of hockey without a goal being scored.
It's a huge game for the Leafs, too. Like, they can't give up points in regulation, Gabe. You know, they got even one, say they lose in a shootout or overtime. It's vital for these guys to get points every game.
It's one of these kind of things where it's a little bit deceptive, too. It's like, there's 10 minutes left, but once it gets to like 4 or 5 minutes, Detroit are going to shut it down. They'll be happy to get the point. They're ahead of Toronto. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Toronto are the ones that kind of like, they need the 2 points more than Detroit does. So, like, Detroit will get more conservative in the next couple of minutes. Like, they're still trying to score now, but it'll slow down in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game.
Agreed.
You want to bet the game? Detroit does.
I'm on the Leafs. I bet it earlier tonight, so it's the same line as before the game.
Good job, man. Appreciate it. Good luck with your plays.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
All right, right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Thanks again, Cam Stewart, for joining us. We got the coach, James Young, joining us in about 5 minutes or so. We'll go over some college basketball, some NBA with him. In the meantime, my Salukis, let's check the college basketball board here. Down 13, but they're kind of hanging around. I'm okay with that as far as the score is concerned, because the over-under, we're on the 128.5 now with FanDuel. So that's a pretty good low-scoring pace there. I know, Cam, Gabe, you're on Valpo. That looks pretty good, but I think you're on the over as well. So that's a little bit of a struggle. Nebraska is underway early on, 8-8, already over Washington. So a good little start as far as low score. Northern Iowa and Illinois State, we're on the under on that one. 12-12 halfway through, down to 123.5. Good 8 points off to 131.5 it was to start the game. So some decent starts for some of our plays. Arizona, I didn't want to lay the big wood with Arizona. I did. It's too pricey. But good start for them. They're up 15-8 against Cincinnati, laying 16.5 there. So all these late games now just away. Couple of 9:30 starts, 10 o'clock starts, but I mean, the Texas A&M and Mississippi State. I know Mississippi State's been struggling this year, but they are leading 18-15, getting a little bit of a discount on Texas A&M, laying only 5.5 now.
I didn't play that one. The only SEC game I played tonight was Kentucky and Texas, and it just went final a couple of minutes ago. The Kentucky Wildcats get a big-time win. They needed it. Tell you what, Texas, their football team is overhyped, but their basketball team, deserves better. Texas are in these games. They're a really good offensive team, Texas. They just can't stop anybody when they have to. And they paid a price for it, but they cover the number. They were getting 7.5 tonight. Mark Pope won't care. He'll take the win. So Kentucky gets the 85-80 win. I am curious. We do have the late night games too, Scott. Like that Grand Canyon San Diego State game is late tonight as far as the 11 o'clock starts. And I wanted to get to this with the coach, but I'll bring it up now for people who want to put the bet in. I guess it's kind of I'm debating which way I want to approach it. Maybe I'll do both, but Russell Westbrook is on fire, just point blank, right? The guy, he's always been a big numbers guy, but he's really dialed in right now. So if you look at Westbrook and his point prop tonight is 15.5, he scored, he's gone over that in 5 straight games. But the thing with Westbrook is he rebounds, he assists, he does it all when he's on the floor, right? And they do have a lot of scores. So his rebounds, points, and assist prop combination is 28.5. So it's all right, do you want to go with the 15.5 points? You want to go with the 28.5? It's been 6 in a row that he's gone over with the points, rebounds, and assist combo, right? And you got a Raptors team tonight, guys, that are kind of tired now. They played 2 games in L.A., they played in San Francisco last night. Now they're back-to-back. San Francisco, Sacramento was right beside each other, whatever. But, it's still you got another back-to-back spot here. I don't know how energetic the Raptors defense is going to be tonight, right?
Yeah.
Anybody can shoot, Scott. You know what I mean?
Think about this. You play the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Warriors, and then Sacramento. How excited
it is
are
a
you?
letdown. It is,
right?
Just from we're in LA to, it's the Golden State Warriors. Okay, cool. It's Steph Curry to, all right, yeah. We have the DeMar DeRozan angle. DeMar played for the Raptors, don't forget. His prop is 17, 18.5 tonight. Another prop I like tonight in this game is Grady Dick. Grady Dick is starting to get more minutes. It's actually starting now because he wasn't starting, but the Raptors are so injured and stuff, they don't have a choice. His prop is 7.5 tonight, man.
Wow.
And he's a younger dude. So, they're back-to-back, but he'll play. You know what I'm saying?
He'll play, yeah.
They're not going to worry about his minutes. They'll be all right, let's see. He's starting, blah, blah. I'm looking for him here, whether it's starting lineup. But he averages 6.5 on the season. What did he do last night? So he had 10 points last night. He had 15, 21. Then he had a nice 0 in 12 minutes against the Lakers. But then he responded with 10 last night against Golden State. I think he goes over to 7.5 tonight. I think he plays 25, 30 minutes tonight. He'll get 10 points or whatever.
Yeah. I don't think he would get yanked, even if he is starting, if it turns out to be a blowout. He's young enough, the other guys, yes.
They would take Scotty Barnes out.
Right.
Yeah, they'll take
Ingram.
Scotty Barnes out or Brandon Ingram out, but
Yeah.
Grady Dick will play more, like especially on a back-to-back. He's a sacrificial lamb almost. It's like, leave him on the court.
I like that. You know, he might be a pretty good alt. We'll get the coach's thoughts on that. Alt him up to maybe 10, 11. Right?
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid, halfway through hour number 2. Let's turn our attention to the NBA, some more college basketball with the coach, Mr. James Young, who you see in here all the time, our basketball analyst. What's going on, Coach? How are you tonight?
Good to be on with you guys. I seem like the Knicks have, I don't want to say figured out their problems, but they played the Nets, so at least
you play Brooklyn. You figured out a lot of problems. You solve a lot of problems.
104-56.
Listen, the Nets are so bad. They're so bad. And you know, it's funny because Gabe made a good point about, like, they're like the Jets where you trade and get all these draft picks. There's only one problem.
No, that was Scott. That was Scott.
That was Scott.
I wouldn't be so mean to. I know you're a Jet fan. I wasn't going to take a pot shot at you.
I know. But there's one problem, guys. You still got to make the pick. So you know.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Listen, the Knicks.
So let me ask you, Coach, who, as of now, and we're about halfway through the college season now, right? A little bit, probably halfway. You know, we're 20 games, etc. As of now, if you had the top pick in the NBA draft,
Darren Peterson.
So it's Peterson. You didn't even hesitate because I was going to ask you, died by Santa or Boozer, but you say Peterson, huh?
I think Peterson is a 20 to 25 point a game guy day one. They're ain't great. Now, here's the thing, guys. It's going to depend on what you need. Do you need a scoring guard? Check. You need an athletic wing? Debate.
It's the Pacers as of now, right? Technically. I know there's the lottery and stuff, but because people are talking about that. You pair Peterson with Halliburton, that's not a bad combo right there.
Yeah, that's a great combo. But if you're Indiana, you have to think about, like, your future, right? Like, So take this way. If you're taking Peterson, that means you're probably not big on Naismith, right? And you bring Naismith off the bench, who they just gave an extension to. If you take the Banza...
Oh, you're moving on from Siakam then, too, as well. You're right.
No, I'm playing the Banza with Siakam.
No, but Peterson, I was saying if you bring in a 6'5" Peterson, it would almost be like, all right, would you keep, Siakam? I don't want to get, into the weeds too much. I just was curious who you thought would be the top pick.
I think the only one that they would not take is they wouldn't take Boozer. Because if you're taking Boozer, that means you're trading Siakam. So that's your point A to a point B. But to me, I would go Peterson, then DeBanza, and then Boozer, 1, 2, 3. And if I'm going 4, it's either going to be Wilson from North Carolina, Nate Ahmet from Tennessee, or the guy who's really been playing great basketball is the kid Kingston Flemings from the University of Houston.
This is a rock-solid draft, is it not, Coach? I mean, this might be the best draft I remember in a long, long time. I mean, you can go 8, 9, 10 deep with these superstar, 5-star players coming out, no?
Listen, it's funny. People fail to remember that Cooper Flagg is really supposed to be in this draft. He pulled the Malachi Tony. He went to school 1 year too early. So to me, when you look at this draft, it is so rich in the, I'm going to say go past 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 picks.
Coach, I'm looking now. Isaiah Evans is ranked 13th right now only. And he's a baller.
Yeah, and that's where it gets interesting. So how do we equate this to what you're looking for as fans, right? Win totals. Like one that you need to look at the bat is look at the win total of the Wizards. The Wizards' updated win total, I think, is at 20.5, I do believe. Right now, the Wizards have, they have 10 wins. They are not winning 11 more games. Here's why. The Wizards...
They're going to want to lose, yeah.
Well, think about it. Their pick is top 8 protected. If it's 9 or worse, it goes to the Knicks. But wait a minute, folks. When you say top 8 protected, that really means top 5 you want to be. Because remember what happened. The teams 1, 2, and 3, they didn't win the lottery. So you need to be like in the top 5 so you don't start sliding down.
That's why Utah's freaking out. Utah's got a top 8 protected pick, Scott. They don't want to be like they're too good. They're like, no. We got to be in the bottom 8 here. Like we can't get out of the bottom 8.
So that's where you look. You look at teams like that, like Washington going win under. Then you go to the flip side, and then you look at New Orleans. New Orleans win total is 22.5. You're like, wait a minute, Coach. They only got 10 wins. Why? Well, their pick goes to Atlanta and the Derek Queen, and that's unprotected. So they got to win games. So look at how these trades and protections go. And
God, can you imagine if Atlanta get the second pick in the draft? That's where they have it right now. My God.
On top of their own pick. They
already have the Richiche kid that they added. Yeah, they already got a bunch of good young players.
I mean, think about this, guys, for a second, right? You look at Atlanta, right? Okongwu's playing really well at the center position. They may get rid of Porzingis at some point, right? Jalen Johnson, Richiche, and then you have Dyson Daniels at the point. Could you imagine if they get Darren Peterson and slide him next to Dyson Daniels, who is that defensive guard at the point of attack? And then you have 2 long, athletic defensive wings and Jalen Johnson and Richiche with Okongwu? Who cares about Trae Young at that point? You get rid of him for a bag of basketball. Well, I mean, they basically got rid of him for a bag of basketballs and Corey Kispert. You get my point. So it's going to be really interesting, this draft, guys, because there are some big time players that are coming out.
Hey, how about this? Just you threw it out there. Would the Celtics be interested in getting Porzingis back? I mean, I don't think they thought they were going to be this good. Atlanta doesn't need him. Would they take a first round pick for the Celtics is going to be almost meaningless, but put it on the pile.
He makes a lot of money.
I would see about trying to match up salary. You want to take a look at a team that you watch, they're getting smoked. the Nets, everybody's talking about all these guys getting traded, Jared Allen, all these bigs. What about Nicholas Claxton? He only makes about $12 million, decent salary. The team's going absolutely nowhere. So Nick Claxton will be someone that would be interesting to me as a Boston Celtic. Now, he doesn't have the ability to stretch the floor like a Porzingis, but he's got the ability as an offensive rebound and a shot blocker to protect the paint. That would be someone I'd be looking at, someone like a Nick Claxton.
Let me give you 3 college teams Gabe and I have been talking about here a little bit. Not that they're going to win it all, but, maybe get to the second weekend and we have a little fun. George Mason, which is 18-1. Miami of Ohio, which is 20-0. And I'll throw St. Louis in there as well out of the A-10 at 18-1 as well. St. Louis is 150-1. The other 2 schools are 500-1. What do you know about those schools, Coach? And if you picked one that would get to the second weekend, which one do you think has the best opportunity?
I would take St. Louis. Now, and obviously George Mason's got a good record as well, but they're head-to-head in the league, so they'll face off in the Atlantic 10. But we've seen it. We saw that run at Indiana State. And guys, he's back. The best nickname in all of college basketball, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I was like, wait a minute, this guy's still in college? This guy and Alex Caravan.
I forgot about our boy. Man, you got to have a gimmick, Coach, huh? If you were a coach and what you be telling the kids, I'd be, listen, kids, you got to have a gimmick. Someone's got to grow a mustache. We need a fat kid with goggles. You're like, he didn't wear goggles and stuff. I'm telling you, you need a gimmick.
No. He went to the A-10. He went on Ozempic. You see how skinny he looks? Hey, Robert Villa looks good.
No, I know. But it started off because of the look. It was his look, right? I mean, point blank. Yeah, there's a kid every tournament that people gravitate towards.
Well,
remember who was the old days in West Virginia?
But also remember,
the kid that hit it.
St. Louis, 6 guys scoring in double figures. They're very balanced offensively.
Yeah, they're good to build.
We'll take a break. We'll get some winners from the coach in the late game when we come back.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kwan Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Kramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Scott and Gabe checking out things with the coach, Mr. James Young, little college, little NBA. We got 2 late NBA games, Coach, and Gabe brought up some good points, with Grady Dick and then also with Russell Westbrook. How you approaching Sacramento, Toronto tonight, if you are?
Oh, baby. I've been practicing this name all day, and I'm probably going to mess it up. Sandro Mamushvili. Wow, it's close. I was close. I'm taking the big Mamu over 11.5 points is his prop over the last 3 games. I think no Barrett is. I don't know if Poeltl's playing tonight or
All right,
not.
I got lineup. Sorry, guys.
Go
I
ahead.
got lineup. So,
Give me the lineup.
Kings start Westbrook, Levine, DeRozan, Chua, Renault, Raptors quickly, Shed, Ingram, Barnes, and the big Mamu.
Mamu. Oh, run to the window.
Yeah, so,
Mamu.
okay, so yeah,
right
Grady Dick not starting tonight. He started last night. He's not starting tonight, so they're going back to back. Quickly's been on fire as of late, too. I still like Grady Dick to get minutes, though, Scott, at 7.5. Maybe I went to 6.5 now. Let me look. He's still going to get minutes, whether he starts or not.
Yeah.
There's no defense being played by Sacramento. No rim protection, so Grady Dick can get to the basket. And the reason why
let me quickly ask you, Coach, with Westbrook. Let me just quickly ask you. So it's 15.5 points. You see his numbers, 22, 20, whatever. He's going off every game, last 5 games scoring. But he also rebounds and assists. And his combo of points, rebounds, and assists is 28.5. He's gone over that in 6 straight games. So it's like, all right, kind of pick your poison, which whatever you want to do. But, I kind of trust him to rebound, too. He's such an energetic player when he's on the floor. The Raptors are tired. I could see Russ just racking up the stats tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Russ points prop at 15.5 is something you want to put in your card. Like you said, over 5 straight games, 19 points was the lowest amount he's had in any time. Team on a back-to-back, excels in transition, not a lot of defense, no rim protector, and Jakob Poeltl being there. Typically, Toronto, middle of the pack of points per game allowed to point guards. I would just go straight point prop with Russell Westbrook to go over 15.5 points tonight if you're playing him.
Well, you like the Mamu guy. 13.5 on FanDuel.
Love him. It was 11.5, went to 13.5. I'll take him. I think he's going to get 15 plus tonight. Because whether it's Renault or Sabonis, neither one of them are quality defensive centers. You got to remember the Kings give up the most points per game to centers in the NBA. So I look at Big Mamu to go for his points prop tonight.
All right. How about the other late game? OKC, Milwaukee. 12. OKC's laying 12. 225.5 is your total.
I was looking squarely, and you're going to be like, who? What? You're taking Ryan Rollins over 4.5 rebounds. Earlier in the day, it was at plus money. It's moved to minus money. If you look at it, over 6 of the last 7 games, he's gone over this. And the Thunder are last in rebounds to game to shooting guard. So you look at all the guys out. Caruso, shooter. Wiggins, shooter. Jalen Williams, shooter. They're missing shooters. And then you look at Ryan Rollins, the fact that Miles Turner, who really doesn't rebound anyway, it doesn't matter, is out as well. That's a sneaky little pick at Ryan Rollins over 4.5 rebounds tonight.
All right. It's not even that much of a vig either. Minus 104, at least on FanDuel anyway.
Yep.
So, OKC kind of survived their little hiccup there that they had a couple of weeks ago in your eyes?
Yeah, I mean, listen, they're going to have to figure it out. They got a boatload of injuries, obviously, with Jalen Williams and Wiggins out and Caruso out. So it's they got to get by, but maybe that little bugaboo of beating Cleveland by 30-some-odd points a couple of days ago will kind of help them. But I'm just, guys, I got to say it. We're talking about all these teams that are struggling. What are they doing in Milwaukee? I mean, they are awful. I know they got the win versus Atlanta a couple of nights ago, but I'm not sold on them. I would look at the bat. The 12 points is a lot of points to be putting up and giving up there. I would look at the total points overall for the Oklahoma City Thunder to get up and down and score at will versus the team in Milwaukee really just can't defend.
Man.
Is this one of these NBC games again tonight?
Yeah, I think it's the second game of the doubleheader. Oh, the next game just ended. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
The Nets scored 66 points.
Wow, 66.
Wow.
The Memphis Tigers have 62 points, and there's 5 minutes left in a college game. Like,
Let me tell you something.
speaking of which, guys, I want to ask you,
hold on,
Coach.
Go ahead.
Cincinnati, Arizona. Me and Scott were talking about it. Like, one by one, the undefeateds fall. Cincinnati, we're getting 13.5 tonight. It's 22-20 right now with 7 minutes left in the first half. So they're kind of hanging in this game. Did you have any thoughts on this matchup tonight?
Yeah, they're scoring a little bit more than I wanted them to. I looked at under 67.5 points for Cincinnati tonight. If you look at Arizona, they're top 50 basically in every defensive metric. Cincinnati struggles to score, and I think the way that they lost and in the game with Houston, I think it's going to catch the attention of Coach Lloyd and Arizona. So I looked at the under 67.5 for Cincinnati. I wasn't touching the spread because I think they're going to hang around.
Arizona worthy of putting them in a little round robin parlay like I did at 5-1 to win it all.
I mean, I think they are a play to do it. Guys, here's the thing. I was talking to Kevin about this earlier. I want people to understand this. Arizona is really good. But, I mean, that league, they got to still go through Iowa State. They go through Texas Tech. They go through BYU. They can go through Houston. I mean, guys, those are 5 teams right now I just named. They could all win a national championship. So be wary of Arizona. They're playing good basketball, but they got to go through a rugged schedule, obviously, in the Big 12.
Any thoughts on Northwestern USC? I say that just because they're 2 of my automatic over teams. Although they've really gone under this year. They've been a little disappointing. But 149.5, that's my big play. Can we get there?
There's nothing like a bad Big Ten game at 11 o'clock at night that only you're going to talk about. They both stink. Chris Collins has done a great job, but maybe they need to move on. And the Must Bus, he lost all the wheels on the bus go round and round. They're not going round and round. They're going down and down. Give me under 149.5.
You want a DJ game? We got Utah Tech, and Cal Baptist. How about Loyola Marymount in Seattle?
I got that one coming up. Thanks, Coach.
Memphis is shopping John Morant. Yeah, no kidding. They should have shopped him 2 years ago and got rid of him. The problem is, where does he go? Like, what team is going to sit there and deal with a dude who, A, has not been healthy or reliable both on the court or off the court? Like, who's trading for John Morant here, Coach?
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
Awesome offensively, and in reality, they weren't awesome offensively. In the first half, they just had the Kawhi Lacey broken play. I hate to say this because I do not want to take away credit from everybody who went on the run that they went on. But I think it's fair, maybe you won't, to wonder if that result is different if Lane Kiffin sticks around and everybody else with this Ole Miss.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Buy or sell. Tua has made his last start for the Dolphins. Feels like Sam went easy on this one.
If I could be that crazy guy, was it Jim Cramer? Buy. Yeah, there's no way he's playing for the Dolphins again. After he said that statement, there was no way in hell anyway. But once again, new coach, new GM. I don't know how they're going to do the cap hit. It's massive.
Fantasy Sports Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'll tell you what, guys. The insider scam is like the best insider scam in the business of, like, in the history of television. They don't know anything until their phone gets the text message in which the deal is done, right? We saw this with Quinn Hughes. We were told, he wants to play with his brothers. Now they're saying that he wanted to be traded to Detroit. In other words, just say you don't know.
In-game live only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Thanks to the coach, James Young. Mr. James Young, our basketball analyst, joining us there. How about a little late night DGen special? You mentioned it there. I'm going to go Loyola Marymount and Seattle. Yes, under 138.5. Seattle's one of my automatic under teams, and they've been pretty good. Not over the top great, but they've been halfway decent for us tonight. They're on an 8-1 under run as well, their last 9 games. Loyola's 6-2 over, but Seattle's the home team. Generally, the home team controls the tempo a little bit easier than they are on the road. That said, it's a decent number, right? Would have liked it into the 140s game, but I'll take a crack. Seattle, like I said, 8-1 under their last 9. Been playing them since the start of the season. They're a decent little number, so give me the under Seattle versus Loyola Marymount.
I think Seattle are going to get it done tonight. Tough spot. Loyola Marymount, Los Angeles to Seattle. Seattle's a tricky place to play. This is a good Seattle team this year. You can lay 3.5 right now, or like minus 180 on the money line, but I'm seeing 3.5, so minus 120 in that game. Yeah, you know what? Here's another DGen. We're going to play we're going to lay the 8.5 with Cal Baptist. You look at Utah Tech. They get lit up a lot. They already played too, and Cal Baptist beat them by like 8 on the road already. Now they're back home. They should beat them by like double digits in this game. So if you're looking for some late night action, but the other, Cal Baptist minus the point, Seattle minus the 3.5. But I like San Diego State tonight, guys. San Diego, we got a lot of late plays actually. San Diego State plus the 1. San Diego State Grand Canyon over. It was over 142.5 or so. I see it's 145.5 now. So people are betting that game to go over in the late night hours here. And then you got the WNBA. I'm going to go with Westbrook. I'm going to split it in 2. I'm going to go Westbrook over 15.5 points scored. Westbrook over 28.5 points, rebounds, and assists. You know, I think the Raptors win the game, but I think Sacramento cover. I think it'll be close. I don't think the Raptors automatically lose because it's back-to-back. I think they want to nail down one more win on this Cali trip here. Right, they lost both the LA games. They won the Golden State game. Now they can sort of nail this one down. They are playing everybody. So, you know, I was thinking about taking Sacramento, but I'll wait for an in-game or something. Right, and maybe I'll take the Raptors' money line in-game. But I like this game from a prop perspective. I love Westbrook over to 15.5. Westbrook over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The Big Mamu, I can't disagree, over 12.5 points. And Grady Dick, it's only 7.5, man. I don't care if he's starting or not. He's going to play like 20, 25 minutes in the game. Over 7.5 for Grady Dick tonight.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to use my betting philosophy in tennis. I'm going to go with Ostapenko on the women's side, Alina Ostapenko. She's getting plus 126 against Jingwu Yetwang. Never heard of her. And I usually bet, I bet on people I've heard of. If they're playing someone I don't know, all right, give me the person I know. I've heard and seen Ostapenko.
There's a lot of people you haven't heard of, though. You got to admit.
I know that's the problem. That is the problem.
You never heard of the 24th ranked player in the world earlier that we said, oh, by the way, ranked 24th in the world. Yeah.
Right, but that's okay. Well, let's go with the people we know. We know what we're getting. Ostapenko, you want to give me? She's pretty good. I'm getting odds with her. The Joker match is already underway. He's lead 2 sets to none. That should be good. Who was the Cespedes? We're gonna take him plus 164 against this Maka dude or McKay, whatever you pronounce, Machac, whatever you want to give me Cespedes. I know him. And how about Stan Wawrinka? Right, plus 150. I did one of the older guys. It's hanging on. He does win. Usually his stop point is the quarterfinals or so. This is not yet the quarterfinals. He's getting odds against some dude, Arthur Gay, G-E-A. Who the fudge is that? Give me Wawrinka plus the 150 on the tennis side.
I've got a quick question. I see that it's Rivals Week, right? It says on the screen for NBA here. How is Oklahoma City and Milwaukee rivals?
Rival. Yeah.
Like I don't.
Yeah.
Like small cities, right? Like whatever. Rivals, like Oklahoma City, him, all right. Like okay, just for the record, rivals, but all right.
Well, they got the big rivalry with Toronto, Sacramento, so we're over.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing that as well tonight.
Whatever. The Warriors played the Raptors in the finals like 6 years ago or 5 years ago or something. I didn't see if we want to call that last night, but we talked. Don't forget about the hockey game. Washington
Yeah.
Capitals to continue the Canucks misery, even though, like you, Scott, I feel like it's kind of trappy tonight. But still, the Capitals know they need to nail down some points, and I'm going to go over 1.5 in the first period in that game too.
All right. Good luck with all the plays. Hopefully you made a couple of shekels along the way. Gabe and I back tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the Grid.